My name is MJ, or Miranda, and I'm 25 years old, and I am the co-founder and also market manager for the Murray Hill Farmers Market.
My name's Nadia Quartz, and I'm co-founder and vendor and advisor to the Murray Hill Farmers Market. I've always been really grounded in nature. I started recycling the village that I was in. My mother had a garden. We ate that type of food all the time. I majored in anthropology. And over the years, I've come to realize walking every day, eating food grown from the earth every day, living in small community every day is what we evolved into, and what our bodies and our minds and our spirits are the most happy in. So I am trying to recreate that in my life.
I think I'll start with a little story of how I kind of got into it myself, into the scene of agriculture. When I was in my senior year of college at UNF, I started helping out at a local vegetable farm or produce farm as an intern and started learning about growing food. I was studying nutrition, but I began to take an interest in, well, how is the food even grown? From that point, my awareness was blown wide open into how intricate farming is and how much of a process it is to even grow one little thing as a tomato or a cucumber, and seeing the process from start to finish has really opened my eyes to how much really goes into it. And then when you eat that final product, it switches the light bulb as to what care went into it, and the facilitation of farmers and their energy that goes into that process and how long it took to get there. Opening my eyes to agriculture was a huge spark for me, and I developed a passion for seeing that process. Helping out at the produce farm allowed me to start making connections in the world of agriculture in Jacksonville. So I started to meet farmers and growers and people that were interested just like me, going to shop at Riverside Arts Market and making connections with the growers there. It was this whole learning process for me of where's food coming from, interacting with people who actually grew it and produced it, and realizing how stinking important this is. That altered my lifestyle, and I began to orient my shopping around local and around organic, regenerative, and sustainable agriculture. I began to meet Nadia, and we became friends, and we began to bond over our connection on closeness with nature and a closeness with food and each other. Through our friendship, this idea sparked on her end of, what if you started a market in Murray Hill? That was the seed that was planted one day that we didn't know it would ever become anything.
So I've lived in 4 different places in this over the last 10 years between Southeast Georgia and Northeast Florida. And the last 5 years have been off-grid. So it's been collecting rainwater and learning how to garden. I was doing great taking care of myself, but developing that community where we can all take care of ourselves and do the exchange amongst each other and with the earth, that was the healthy direction, and so I'm able to do that.
This idea really began to develop in the summer of 2022. Nadia was able to see my skills and my connections aligning perfectly to where I can be a facilitator for a container that could be a farmer's market. She saw that in me and brought it to light. From there, we began to develop a structure that was, what are we here for? What is our purpose? What is the mission of this project? When we were building the foundation for the farmers market, there were these 3 pillars that together to create the mission. So our mission is to promote regenerative agriculture, to be a community node, and to create a more localized food system. Agriculture in general is important because that's the system from which our food comes from. Regenerative agriculture is specifically important because it's about working with the land instead of just using it, and building up soil health to produce healthier crops. And so the health of the soil directly impacts the health of the food and the crops and the animals that are being grown. And the health of the food that's being grown directly impacts our health. So inherently, the soil health is connected to our own health.
My name is Mikey Farmer Dank. My business is Chandanko Farms. Our farm is our house. Me and my partner Chandra, we grow organic, regeneratively grown vegetables, and we turn those things into delicious goodies. So pickles, hot sauce, pesto, hummus, lots of good stuff. I have been farming roughly 2 years. I've been gardening though since I was a teenager. So I had like little potted plant gardens at my house, but it really impacted my life becoming a farmer. My health has fluctuated. I've been in good health. I was vegan, which felt really good at the time for me, and lost a bunch of weight and felt really, really good. And then I've also been in times of really bad health. I've shared pretty openly that I used to be a drug addict and am not anymore. And part of what keeps me not being crazy is doing this stuff. And it's more than just the food. It's the experience, the social connection, spiritual connection. It's really been a holistic impact on my life and has given me an identity, a purpose as much as identities. Regenerative agriculture, to me, as a vegetable farmer, I always think of the soil first and foremost, what's needed for plants to grow and what's also good for the planet. These strategies kind of use ecology and natural things to help grow the plants. And when you grow plants that way, it correlates directly to nutrient density and nutrient profile of the vegetable. So you're actually getting something closer to like a natural thing, which also means often a more healthy thing. Where I got most of my information and knowledge was a guy, John Kempf, and he talks about this idea that regenerative agriculture is about obviously regenerating the food systems and the soils, but it's also about like regenerating relationships, economies, because when you implement these practices, it saves money, it actually sequesters carbon, which is like a big thing when you talk about global warming. It's a holistic approach to growing that actually is sustainable and benefits everybody, right? Like not only the soil, not only the people, not only the business people, not only the people eating the food. So it's a really, really important distinction to me when talking about how to grow and how to like move forward in the world and fix some of the stuff that we've been doing wrong. I think agriculture is important for a lot of reasons. We all need to eat food. The ways that it's been done have created environmental problems. And the cool thing about regenerative agriculture is it's literally an answer to those problems through doing the same thing, right? Like it's not like stop growing so we can fix this. It's if you grow more food and you do it this way, you'll fix the other thing. And that's really cool and inspirational. When you grow conventionally, you have to put synthetic fertilizer into the soil. You have to spray pesticides. You have to spray herbicides, or you won't get a product. You won't get corn. And the more you do those things, the more of those things you have to apply. We do use lots of compost on our farm, and what it is basically taking leftover materials, right, like leaf litter and grass clippings and maybe food scraps. We'll mix those and you add water, and over time it will become soil. The big thing with compost is you get the nutrient-rich soil, but you also attract microbes. And a big part of everything we do, and most organic farmers do, has a lot to do with attracting, promoting, and maintaining a microbe population in the soil. And compost is a great way to add that and keep that replenished. There are real answers to making changes. It's like a simple thing too. It's like just grow food in the ground, make compost maybe, do this thing, do that thing. And when you do that, you're making a big difference. In our neighborhood, we have Murray Hill Farmers Market to go to, and we can get awesome local stuff, like real deal food. I think that the agricultural scene is growing, and there's all this new information and exciting, cutting edge ways of doing the farming, but also doing business. There's a lot of potential in this place for what could happen.
In my eyes, community is relationships that are built over time with the people that are around you. In this case, it's our neighborhoods, and our community is our neighbors and the people that we see not only on our street, but at the brewery down the road. For the market, we want to be a place or a space where you can foster those relationships with your neighbors and your friends. For customers that are going to shop at the market, they're seeing their friends, they're seeing their neighbors, and they can chit chat with them. The vendors also have their own inherent sense of community because they are seeing each other every week, and they're trading products and exchanging information. And then there's the relationships between the customers and the vendors. Of course, they're there to shop and interact with the vendors and the farmers. So there's little pockets of community that actually come together and form the community that is the market.
I'm Ruth Thompson, and the name of my business is Be Grateful Apiaries. Api is for bees. Instead of agriculture, it's called apiculture. I'm from Jacksonville, actually 5th generation Floridian, which is quite unusual, and 3rd generation living here in Riverside. I've been in the bee business now 12 years. Beekeeping, for me, how it's related to the community is because I depend on my hive hosts. The hive hosts are people that host the hive, and I take care of it. And then they receive not only honey, but a lot of them just do it because they want to help the bees. I've made so many friends in the community through the bees. The neighbors are like, oh my gosh, I see bees in my yard now. People are aware that we need the pollinators. It's doing a service for the community, and most neighbors are so happy because they're like, oh, I see the bees now. And then I have one neighbor down on St. John's Quarter, and I left town for 2 years and took my bees, and he goes, when you left, the bees left. And one day I came out and I saw the bees, and I was like, oh, Ruth must be back. And I was back. People always say, is your honey local? And I say, very local, because it's all wildflower, so we don't move the hives. The big commercial beekeepers, they move the hives, to chase the nectar, like the orange blossom, the tupelo, and that's really stressful actually on the hives. They take them to California to do almond production, and it's very stressful on the bees. So we keep the bees in one yard. The thing that makes us stand out is that you can get honey that it says it's from Riverside, Avondale, it's from Murray Hill. Now we have beach honey, honey from the beaches. So wherever we do our market, people are always looking for, what's the closest hive? The big harvest for all beekeepers is the beginning of spring. It's a big buildup, and that's when you get the majority of your honey. Making sure you have supers, which are the boxes on your hives. I check them every 2 weeks. I take off what's capped to extract. I put on empty frames. And this, you just keep doing it every 2 weeks. You got to go check your hives. Commercial beekeepers just keep adding boxes, and they do one huge takeoff. But I feel like the way we take off is very one box at a time. I lift up a frame, I brush it off. Very careful. Then we bring the boxes home, we uncap them, and then we extract them through a bee extractor, which spins the honey out. Okay, here's one that's all honey, so I'll pull this one off today. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? So this is ready to pull off to extract. We cut the wax off, uncap it, and then spin out the honey. And then we'll put this frame back in the hive and they'll refill it. If it was in May, it would be ready in about a month. Right now, it's a little bit slower. So we use this because they propolize the frames. It'd be great if we saw the queen, wouldn't it? This is called the brood box. That's basically where the queen should live. But sometimes when there's no room, she'll move up to the top. What I'll do is I'll take out the ones like this one that are all honey. Well, this one's not ready because see how it's not capped? So this will stay in until it's capped. I've been doing the Murray Hills Farmers Market about 1.5 years. I love the Murray Hill Farmers Market. You see a lot of people come from the community, your neighbors. It's very local. I like the vendors. The vendors are all farmers or producers of their own goods in the neighborhood. My sister comes now and her family, and I see friends. Fishware Brewery, it's just a community gathering place. It's very friendly. And even if you don't buy anything, just come and hang out. It's very nice.
I coincidentally met the wonderful owners of Fishware Brewing Company. They kindly offered their space for the market. So this very organic process of my spark for agriculture, my friendship with Nadia, and her recognizing my skills and connections, and then developing a really solid foundation to grow from, being offered a beautiful space. Next thing you know, me and my 67-year-old friend are starting this farmer's market, and it's a real thing.
I am Stacy Flores. I am a co-owner with my husband of Fishware Brewing Company. I think it was July 2022 at a Murray Hill Preservation community meeting. You were there asking about renting a park and trying to figure out how to get a market started in Murray Hill, and I overheard you talking, and I said, I have a space for you, and here we are.
Yeah, that was the best thing ever, because as soon as you and I started talking, it was like, oh, let's do it.
Let's do it. I think it was also really cool how it transitioned from just the backyard and the inside space, and then we incorporated the parking lot too to make it bigger, and we just have so much room for growth. And I think you took it on and you just ran with it, and it was really a cool, easy collaboration for us both.
Yeah. I actually thought that the backyard would be too small, but once we took a look at it together and started thinking about where can we put vendors, it became the perfect amount of space for the amount of vendors we had at the time, which was not that many.
And look where we are now.
Yeah. You guys have been extremely helpful in letting us use your space, your facilities. The beer is a huge plus, so people can grab a beer, grab a kombucha, walk around and enjoy it while they enjoy the market and the vendors and the music. It took us to a whole new level than to what I ever thought it might be.
I have lived in the neighborhood since 1998 is when I bought the house.
25 years.
Yeah. I love coming here. You trust the product. Everything that comes out of here, you know is safe to eat, and you don't have to think about it. You just come here, you get it, it's locally grown. You guys have curated a great number of people where it takes the thought process out of it. And when you go to a normal grocery store, you have to look around and decide what's conventional and what's organic and things like that. And I like to eat things that are better for me, you know. If nothing else, it has better flavor. I am a creature of habit. I have a small business in the neighborhood, I basically live my life in a circle of about 10 miles. I always buy tincture from Harmony Mushrooms. I typically get eggs. I love this guy's tallow.
Oh, Kyle.
Yeah,
Clover Farm.
yeah. And then the veggies,
Chandenka.
yes.
Mikey.
Yeah. Anna loves the dank sauce.
The dank sauce.
The dank sauce. And beer, but that's a secondary portion of the market though.
So when we first started, it was our goal to be more of a community center than a brewery, and it quickly became apparent to us that it really wasn't about the beer, it was more about the community. Helping grow the neighborhood, helping grow various aspects of Jacksonville was really important to us. So we incorporate as much as we can, kids, food, games, just kind of anywhere we can fit in, bringing people in whether they're drinking or not. We love it. I think the market was just a really easy fit for us to be that community center.
Even if someone's not coming directly to buy groceries or to shop, it's a place where they can unwind and hang out and let their kids run around.
How long has the market existed?
About a year and a half.
I've been coming since the beginning, yeah, it's about a year and a half. The market's grown quite a bit. It's probably tripled. I think in terms of, the number of vendors, but also the impact on the community. Like more people know about it, more people come here every week to do their shopping. It's just really valuable to the community.
I think it's really cool to have young children see the market and see what local options there are and what farming is, and kind of growing up in a big city, you don't really see that so often. So I think it's really important to give that knowledge to the younger generation. It's a partnership that we couldn't be here without. It's such an easy partnership, and I think that the brewery could be a draw, but the market's also a draw. So we are complementing each other with clientele, and we are a space where people can come and enjoy, and it's not just a parking lot. There's something else for people to do. I think bringing the music is such a big hit. People love it. Just having the space, like you said, for families to run around, or even if they're not coming for the market, they can have dinner, or just if they come here by accident, then they happen to know the market's here. So it's a symbiotic relationship there.
Yeah, absolutely. There's, like you said, so many different things that might bring people in, and then other things for them to discover that they didn't even know was there.
I feel like there's a really good sense of community. I get to see people week after week. I get to know people. I find connections into my work life, my home life, people at yoga. It just makes me feel really good, and it makes my heart happy to come here.
That makes my heart happy. With the farmers market, it's bringing everything in one place. So that food system is actually becoming much smaller and much more connected. And it is supporting both agriculture and community, because we're supporting the farmers and we're creating those relationships by bringing it all in one place.
Hello, I'm Charlie Harold, owner-operator of Southern Acre Farm in Baldwin, Florida. We specialize in pasture-raising poultry. My family and I started diving into poultry 2020, the height of the pandemic thing 4 years ago now. And it's been a radical journey of not just raising chickens, but discovering what they need nutritionally, socially, how they best support us, and how we can best support them. So Southern Acre Farm has been a part of the Murray Hill Farmers Market for about a year. We bring pasture-raised chicken and pasture-raised eggs to the market, and we believe what makes them incredibly special is they're the highest quality proteins you can source, at least locally. Our regenerative farming practices ensures that the chicken that you eat and the eggs that you crack are packed full of specific nutrition because of how we raise and how we feed our chickens. Working with nutritionalists and having a custom formula, removing soy and corn, has really boosted the opportunity for our communities to have that option locally. It's something that we believe in, and it's something you can immediately almost see, but you can definitely taste. Just like us, you know, we are what we eat. Isn't that what they say? So are our chickens. When you crack open one of our eggs, you see a thick white and a very thick yolk that's rich and dark orange, amber, you know. A lot of our customers with feedback, oh, we hear this all the time. We've given up on eating eggs. I always feel inflamed and I just feel so down when I eat eggs. But when they eat our eggs that have not seen chemicals, have not seen a caged environment, they feel light, they feel great, they feel ready for the day. Like, you know, their body is explaining to them what's going on when they consume a real egg or real chicken. It changes how you feel, changes how you perceive the day and the decisions that we make, and everything involved with what we eat. So when we remove garbage from our food, we are removing garbage from our body. I believe local food is imperative. Giving our communities a transparent option of what they choose to put in their bodies, feed their family, we gotta have that choice. We are pioneers. We take the risks, we take the chances to give passion and love to our community. So we're removing the mystery behind food. What's in this and where did it come from? Can't get those answers, but you can see right here where our chicken comes from, and it's our mission to educate and share with our customers just how important knowing where your food comes from is for your family. Yeah, this is like a passion. This whole operation is, one, it's incredible for me and my family to do this with my children. I don't know where they'll go and what they'll accomplish in their life, but they'll always have this opportunity for responsibility here, knowing that when they're old enough to make these choices, that they have a choice to look for local options because it's gonna make them feel better, they understand what's going into it, and they can appreciate it, you know? The Murray Hill Farmers Market, I believe, is a new stepping stone of local regenerative food. Since we've been apart, we've seen it grow, we've seen consistency, we've seen a good bit of customers looking to the market as their sole source for stocking their pantry. And we get to interact with these folks that are at the market, and they share their experiences. They share why they drive past the grocery stores to the market because of the difference they see in their family and in their body. I'm really excited to see it keep growing.
So food sovereignty, like we said before, is everyone having access to fresh and local food. We want to be a true farmers market where people can go to rely on being able to buy food staples. So we always try to prioritize having those types of food products and those types of vendors at the market. We prioritize having eggs, having honey, having bread, veggies, meats, and mushrooms.
The market is creating community that we can hope that we can help people to learn how to garden, to learn how to compost in order to enable us to be even more food secure. The way that the vendors take the time to talk with the customers about what's the best for them, like where the food came from, how it was grown, you know, the type that it is. There's an ongoing educational process going on.
Oftentimes these products at the farmers market might be a little more expensive than what they're used to at the grocery store. But I will say that the quality of products that is available at the market is such a high quality because of the locality and because of the practices that are used to grow or to make it. You're paying for that quality and you're paying for your own health. I believe that health is wealth. So investing in yourself and the quality of food that's available at this farmer's market is truly not going to waste. Food and soil is truly a common ground, a place that we can all connect over. What the local food system and community and agriculture as pillars come together to create is potential for a vibrant and resilient, close-knit community that supports each other and supports our farmers and is connected through food and fun. So how can you be involved? You can come to the market, be a part of it, interact with vendors and farmers and connect with people and enjoy a beer, listen to some live music, have a bite to eat, and ask some questions to stay connected as well. So social media, Instagram, Facebook, our website, murrayhillfarmersmarket.com. We've got a newsletter that you can sign up for with important updates and events. And I'm really looking forward to what we can create together. Thank you for being here. We better see you there. Gonna see you there, right? Better go.